Hey everyone, my name is Ashley. I identify as a female and I use she, her pronouns. I am 19 and I live in America, and I'm a biromantic asexual. And what asexuality is to me is simply the lack of sexual attraction to any other person of any gender. I am not, well, it's kind of a difficult situation. I'm like out publicly, but I haven't like sat down like with my family and been like, okay, like here's the situation, like this is me. Because I feel like that wouldn't like go over very well because my family's very Christian and conservative, and like being LGBT doesn't really mix with that. So yeah, I'm kind of out to the general public. If you look like on my Twitter, my Facebook, like you can tell, but I haven't like come out, I guess. In America, asexuality is like not talked about. A lot of people who I've had encounters with don't know what it is. I would say generally not well informed. I mean, obviously you get people who like have like studied or like identify like themselves or like a loved one identify that way, so they like know about it, but generally people don't. A lot of people I have to like explain to, which like I don't mind, it's okay. But learning about asexuality has made a tremendous difference in my like life. Because when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, like I'm like waiting till marriage, like whatever. And then I got older and I was like, I don't even like have those feelings, you know, because they tell you in like sex ed in middle school, that like, oh, around this age, like your hormones will start to change, you'll start like kind of like feeling that way, and that just like didn't happen for me. So I thought, I was like, oh, I got the whole like, oh, like you're just like a late bloomer and like, oh, you'll find like the right person. But I found out what asexuality was and I was like, oh, how nice. So I have identified that way since I was probably 16, so for 3 years now. And I overall feel better because I'm not like, I used to be like lost and like confused, and now I have like a term to identify with. I feel better myself. Have you ever been told you're not ace due to activities you're involved in or parts of who you are? I've never really been told like I'm not ace, but I have had people confused and they have like misconceptions, and it's like, oh, because like I want to have kids, personally, like as an example, and I've had people like, oh, how are you, like why do you want kids if you don't want to, like if you're asexual? And my answer is always because the two are not related. Like I love kids, but I don't love like sex, I guess. And I don't feel that way like about people. But kind of like going off on that like misconceptions, a lot of people, and I don't know if it's just like ignorance or what, but they're like, oh, asexuality like in plants, and I'm like, oh no. No, I mean that's like a real thing that exists, yes, but it's not the same as like myself. Experience with my partners, I've had 3 serious relationships. My first one, I was 15, and then it like went into when I was 16, and I didn't know what asexuality was. That's like when I learned, kind of. Excuse me. And so it was kind of weird because he was older and he was like into that stuff, and it was a little like weird, because I'd be like, oh no, I'm not really like in the mood, and he'd be like, why? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm just like not in the mood. And it was just kind of weird. But my most recent boyfriend I was with for a year and a half, and he was like, he's amazing. So we, like at the beginning of our relationship, we like sat down and I was like, I just like tell you this is like a part of who I am. And we like talked about it. He asked me questions. I answered his questions. And we like set boundaries, like, this is like what I'm comfortable with right now, like don't like, you know. And he was like totally cool with it and super awesome. So that was like probably the best experience I've had with a partner. In an asexual character, what I would like to see is them to just be like a regular person. A lot of the time people, like, asexual characters they're like weird, or they're like outcasts, and they have like strange, like, obscure interests, which I just feel like it's misrepresenting us, because I don't like to think I'm weird. I think I'm pretty normal. Like, I go to school, and like I have a family back home. Like, I have 2 sisters, I have 2 dogs, like I read books, I study, me and my roommates go out sometimes. I don't know. I'm just like a regular person. I don't like, being asexual is a part of who I am, but it's not like, if you look at like the big picture, that's just like a little piece, you know. So I don't think that should, because like, if you were to just like talk to me, unless you like upfront asked, you like, I don't think you would know that I'm asexual. I think I'm just like, you just be like, oh, she's like a regular dude, you know. So that's where I stand on that. Thanks.